So yesterday, I brewed some beer. And I tried to capture some footage. It was pretty fun. I brewed a brown ale, and it turns out that if you're trying to brew a batch of beer, and you have your dog outside, and you're trying to vlog, capture some of the magic going on, it's a little harder. So I didn't video everything that I wanted to, but I'll get better at it. And if you're interested in beer and beer brewing and stuff like that, this can give you a tiny bit of an overview, but there's a lot of gaps. So I tell you a few things about it, but check it out. If you're interested more in brewing, let me know in the comments below. And if people are actually interested, I'll do a tasting of the beer when it's ready. And maybe I'll do a more thorough video if people actually care. I care about beer a lot. So anyway, let's go to the video now. Today, I'm brewing a batch of beer. Brewing a brown ale. So it is like mid-afternoon, and I decided I was gonna take the afternoon off and not go to the gym, and I was gonna brew some beer. So I already have some water heating up outside. I do need to make sure that I go check on it. You don't want it to boil over. That's one of the things that can happen when you're brewing beer. So we're in the garage now. I got some stuff set up. I'm gonna set the camera just outside. I have some things to do I need to work on. I do have my dog Georgie here helping me today. She's sort of newly adopted. This is her first brew day. With brewing beers, there's a lot of just sitting and hanging out. And ironically, this month in January, my wife and I are abstaining from alcohol. We're doing dry January. It just happened to work out well in that we were, unfortunately sick. We had a cold. Each of us had a cold for like 2 weeks in January. So we basically didn't even want to drink, but we planned to do a dry January. And that was a close call. One of the things that happens with brewing beer is a boil over. It makes a mess. It's one of the reasons I brew outside. Nevertheless, I went to brew more beer. This is a brown ale, English style brown ale, like a nut brown. I had some dark sort of roasty and toasty malts that I put in. I have this Yeast Kent Goldings hop. It's about 1 ounce in here, which is good for this 5-gallon batch that I'm brewing. Here are the hops here. They look like a little bud, a little green flower. In home brewing, a lot of times people will use these pellets here. So basically you end up with these sort of ground up pellets, and they're great to use, super convenient. One of the big things with people that have tried to brew beer, and by the way, in the comments, let me know if you've tried to brew beer. One of the big issues that people have when they brew beer is like unsanitary practices. So when things are boiled, right, they're sanitary, we're good to go. We're gonna chill it down into a temperature where it could be infected, right? So a lot of issues that people have, particularly if they just brew like 1 or 2 batches, it tastes funny, but if you keep it clean after the boil, when things are chilled, you should be fine. The awesome thing, like I mentioned, is brewing here in Montana, the groundwater is so cold that it only takes like 10 minutes to chill down, makes things much easier. So I'm almost done chilling here, and then I let things sort of settle down, and then I'll move it over to a carboy. So I have actually a plastic carboy right over there. That's what they call them. So, like I mentioned before, sanitation at this point in time is really critical. What I have here is oxygen and a diffusion stone. So I'm just gonna hook up the oxygen here, and the oxygen is like a nutrient for the yeast. So if you want to have a good fermentation, you want your yeast to be healthy, oxygen is a very good thing to put into your beer. And so we'll just Let it fly. So we have Yeast brand, and this is the 1968 London ESB ale yeast. It was manufactured on November 29, 2017, so it's a couple months old. And I'll pour it in a second. I'll use the funnel. Everything must be clean. So after this, I basically let the beer ferment for about a week, maybe 2 weeks. And then after it finishes fermenting, I'll place it into a keg and I'll carbonate it. That'll take a few days. I usually, just put foil over the top for the first couple days. And then once the fermentation settles down a little bit, then I'll place an airlock on top. I'm just gonna place it into the extra bathroom, like in the shower, bathtub area. It stays dark and cool at a consistent temperature in that bathroom. So that's it. In a couple weeks, I will do a little taste test and show you the result. So thanks for watching the vlog on beer. Question of the day: what is your favorite beer? If you walk into a bar, any beer is available, what do you order? Let me know in the comments below and I'll share mine as well. Thanks, and we'll see ya next time.